Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
Hey you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
What's going on, T Rilla? So, turn this down here. We're gonna be talking about tapping into your inner alpha. Okay, I got my shirt on, one of my favorite shirts. You know what I'm saying? Had a pretty tough week, and I was on the train. I was like, okay, what should I talk about today? I know people steal my titles, so I'm like, okay, what should I talk about today? I got to piss some people off. Okay, so I got to talk about male hierarchy again. I got to piss some people off. That's one of the ways that I piss people off. I talk about alpha and beta talk. That's what. In case you didn't know, when I want to piss some people off, I talk about this shit right here. This is what I talk about. This is going to be on Patreon because I'm gonna try to give it to you as real and raw as possible. Pause. On how you can tap into your inner alpha. First of all, let's talk about, people have definitions of alpha. And then here's the thing as well. When other people ain't talking about shit, I talk about stuff that I circle the wagons and then I start talking about it. Because see, here's the thing. This is the thing that is different between me and others. One of the things I have to admit, as far as not getting this support, being one of the most hated men on YouTube, I don't get any support. So guess what? I don't need no support. Because guess what? I know how to make my own money. I know how to live. I know how to live on earth the best way I possibly can as a man. And I don't need any support. Okay. I don't need your support. I get supported already by being me. That's how I get support. But if and here's the thing, I'll be honest, if I don't ever get any support in life ever again on YouTube, I'll be appreciative of it, because the only person that ever gave me support was actually a princess. That's the only person that ever gave me any like donation. I mean, of course, I don't have any YouTube super chats or anything. Only person that ever gave me any donation was an actual princess. So if I don't get no donations no more ever on YouTube, I'll be great. You got to be royalty to give me a donation. I only accept donations from royalty. That's pretty much all I need. If you're not royalty, don't give me any donation. Okay, that's how that's how I look at it, because basically that would be respectful towards me. Because basically all of the advice I've given you over the years on this channel, I've spread, a lot of knowledge for free. I obviously take that advice. I'm the one saying it. I take my own advice. Yeah, I take my own advice. And I live, pretty much within that advice as well. Sometimes I rewatch some of my videos so I can fucking remind myself of the advice that I given. It's like a time machine. I just watch my old videos to see what the hell I, talked about, months ago and stuff like that. Because see, here's the thing. This is the thing right here, right? When you really in tune with knowledge, with nature, with different sciences and stuff like that. If you didn't know, and obviously this is going to be on Patreon. So, okay, let me show you my Patreon link right here, so you could pretty much see this video on Patreon. Okay, that's gonna be, and it's on my description of all my videos. So I'm back on my Patreon. Okay, so the thing is that, yeah, this is a competition. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a competition, and I'm trying to give you some free. Now, for those that really pay attention to me, yeah, you get first dibs, you get first preview. You pay enough attention to me to where I respect that, so I'll let you get a free preview. Okay, I'll let you get a free watch before I put it on Patreon. James with the souls, not souls. So I'll let you do that. I'll let you do that. I'll give you that grace. Yeah, I follow my own advice. I got some pretty good fucking advice. I've done more than a lot of people did in 10 lifetimes. I've endured things that a Navy SEAL ain't even endured in life. I pretty much my life is a horror movie. that's how I had to survive. I had to survive a horror movie, multiple horror movies. Okay, so that made me a tough individual. Definitely made me a tough individual. That made me, in order to survive, I had to tap into a lot of knowledge to survive, a lot of patience. I've had also a lot of guidance. I had a dad, you know, I mean, pretty much I was fortunate enough to have a father that I lived with. But yeah, this is my way. This is my way of pissing people off. Primarily men. This is my way. This is my way of pissing you off, and then basically, being a preacher and telling you the truth, and making you hurt and burn, making it burn your soul, to if you take this punishment, pause, you can learn how to tap into your inner alpha. Stop being a wuss, stop being a pussy. Stop being a pussy for pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like you could fucking grow a pair. This is my way of reminding you what the fuck is going on, waking you the fuck up. Yes, it's a fucking hierarchy. And I'm not on bottom. Pause. I know other people don't talk about this shit because they want money and views. Guess what? I don't give a fuck about neither. I'm just giving it to you real and raw, unadulterated truth. I don't have anything to lose, anything to gain. I only have really anything but to gain, really, obviously. I don't have anything to lose. I'm already winning. So here's the deal. How do you tap into your inner alpha? What is an alpha? You know if you're an alpha. Okay, there's a few different ways you can look at this, right? Okay, alphas are leaders of men. What do I always complain about? Motherfuckers copying me. So if you don't copy anybody, you copy a leader. You copy a leader. That's who you copy. Beta is assistance of alpha. Omega, average man, or average Joe. Theta, lower tiered men. Sigma, multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional can go either way. To go either way the wind blows. What's going on, Alonzo? I scoured the YouTube videos. You got a problem with BGS. What's new? The sky is blue. Shit. I mean, nobody's perfect, man. I mean, I pretty much, like I said, I try to transcend things. Ain't no Avatar. Avatar is off. It's a fucking retrograde coming. Avatar is off. Filters off. Okay? We live in the flesh, baby. I'm looking, I'm on some motherfucking goddamn it Morpheus type shit tonight. You know what I'm saying? Made it through a tough week again. And I'm trying to win. That's how I look at it. Now, what is an alpha? Okay, a leader of men, somebody that everybody's trying to fucking be like. Are you that man? Are they trying to be like you? Do you gather a crowd? Do you have people following you secretively? They're your secret hero, your secret admirer. What does the word admire come from? What is the etymology of admire? Admiral, admirable, admiral. What is an admiral? Okay, what is an admiral? somebody that is a general like figure in the U.S. Navy. But what did they get that word from? It's a Moorish term. The Africans taught the Europeans how to sail the seven seas. You ain't know that, did you? You didn't read enough books. Is what BGS always tell you, you yokes. You ain't read enough. History is the most important subject you could study. Reason being is what the fuck happened yesterday. It matters what happened today, what happened yesterday, what happened last week, what happened fucking a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, 100 years ago, fucking 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago. It matters what happened that time to now. Yes, it makes a difference. All that, if you believe, if you're so easily able to, if you're weak-minded to where you believe little catchphrases to be true, oh, it's his story. I don't believe you believe that shit, that psych, that gaslighting, that weak gaslighting bullshit. Like there's somebody to convince you not to think a certain way or tap into something because they make some type of catchphrase. Oh, it's his story to make you seem like you shouldn't really study history. Then you're, as I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about the mind, body, and soul. You are weak-minded. You fail for that. You fail for that. History is one of the most important subjects you could study. It literally will make you bougie. You'll make you an elitist. Just history alone. Because that whole you're a monkey swinging in trees shit don't work on a motherfucker that know history. Okay, if you're a monkey, then I'm your dad. Literally, biologically, genetically, genealogically. I'm your dad. So you're my monkey son. Oh, you don't believe in science. Okay, did you tell your science teacher in school that? And wait for the pause.
Message.
That's where the term "you must be a monkey's uncle" then. And movies is important. Reservoir Dogs. Have you seen it? Have you seen the movie Reservoir Dogs? I'm talking to you. Have you seen the movie Reservoir Dogs? That's another movie you might want to write down to watch. You young folks. So again, what is a fucking alpha? A leader of men, a man that motherfuckers copy off of. You like me so much, so I'll just goddamn it get even colder. You know what I'm saying? Get even rawer for you because you like me so much. And I appreciate that you admire me so much because it's no other choice but you to admire me. Because I am the man. I'm your king. I'm your highness.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
The Most High. I just pretend to be lower so I can fit into your broke bum ass. I pretend to fit in. And then most of the time, you monkey motherfuckers cut me off. Shit. Every time I try to talk, you fuckers, you motherfucking bumbleclots cut me off. Because you always got some shit to say. To try to talk over me because your ego is too fragile. And you think because you get a couple following and super chats and shit, that shit makes you you the man now. Survive fucking 7 years on YouTube and get that shit. Look at Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins was on top. I saw him doing a live stream. It was 6 people watching. Fucking 6 people. And this was the fucking man. The man. I mean, he's a millionaire still. He's a millionaire. Something happened. You know, anything can happen. People can start smoking crack any day. It could be the first day of you being a crackhead. Any day of the week. And parasites do go to your brain. I mean, and your diet is important. It's everything, literally. And if you, a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you are married and you're getting fed, this is gonna hurt your feelings. Your wife has the capacity to make you well or make you sick by what she cooks and what she feeds you. This is some granddaddy talk. Your fucking wife, it's her job to motherfucking provide the family nourishment. If she's providing sickness and people are sick, it's her fault. Literally. She's supposed to provide a healthy meal. That's her job. Otherwise, you better off fucking feeding your goddamn self than having somebody giving you some sick food every fucking day. I ain't gonna lie, like low key, pretty much you if you express that shit really, like, okay, you look at somebody and they fucking got, a debilitated disease or whatever, you can be like, people will be like, oh, that's not the person is not to blame. I mean, literally, whatever you take in your body, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, and your wife could literally be poisoning you, or your woman, or whatever. I mean, she could be trying to get back in you, like putting little pieces of poison in your food, because you trying to keep the relationship going on, but she can't stand your ass. I mean, it's crazy, man. That queen, boy, I could do, I have yet to even get to the queen. I still have the knight to do, or actually the bishop. I have the bishop to put. That's something like, I got to get to that. But I mean, that queen, boy, oh boy, boy, you don't like you'll think that I'm some goddamn pussy or some shit, but that queen kills every fucking day. You don't understand how many women, how much death and destruction queens bring. Every fucking day, niggas go to the graveyard because of a bitch, and it's women that even pride themselves on killing motherfuckers. They got teardrops and shit. Yeah, pretty much. Some of the best killers, man, in a gang is a woman, because they don't expect the shit. And a lot of dudes, they have their guard downs with women. They want to have, their first response is to holler at the broad. Holler at her, and then she pull out the blammy on your ass. Because your defense is down. You one of them I holler at every bitch type motherfuckers. And she just set your ass up. You know, if you're a powerful individual, like you just a bum dude with a job or no job, whatever, they're not gonna come at you or nothing like that. But if you got anything worth of value, anything that somebody else want, they will send a honeypot your way. And I got that from one of my subscribers. I think it's called Deception Stoppers. A honeypot. Look up what a honeypot is. You think you the man all of a sudden. You a Johnny come lately nigga. You just got a promotion at your state job. In high school, you was a bum ass nigga, barely could afford a clean pair of clothes. And that's what people know you as. Now you got a motherfucking job and you doing well. And you think you supposed to fit in with the cool crowd from high school on some late shit. Now that you just got a job and shit, you know. And it's like, no, you will always be considered a Johnny come lately. You get $1 million tomorrow. They go into this in the Titanic, the movie The Titanic. They talk about the different classes. The Titanic actually is a very good movie to explain class systems in America at that time, but it's not that much different. That the lady that played, I forgot, she played the chick in Misery. She was new money. She just got rich. She wasn't rich her whole life like the other people on the ship. She just got money. Like she was, she got into money or whatever. When you get into money and you're a new, person, let's just say you just so happen to, get to the point where you're either like this or even like this. You get a $10 million contract with your business or $50 million. They don't look at you like you've been there forever. They've been there. They were born in that shit. You got people that were born in that and people that they've been there for most of their life. You just acquiring money, thinking you gonna go join the country club and you're gonna fit in like everybody else, like you've been there your whole life. Nope. I did a video on that. It was on Patreon too. I brought it out. You're a Johnny come lately or a Jenny come lately. And you will always be that. Your children might have the opportunity to, basically, if you groom them well to, deal with things better than you have, and they are able to grasp it, they might be able to be accepted, but you will always be that. You just think about that, right? You went through hell. Went through hell and jail and everything. And you've acquired a business and you've worked your way up. You've applied everything and then some to get there. And you don't even be accepted. You go move into this upper class neighborhood and you're not even fucking accepted. You think, what the fuck is wrong? You get depressed and all this other shit. Everywhere you go, people look at you, people talk about you and all this shit. You just got some money. You got some money. Like you the last 5 or 10 years, you just got some money. You don't fit in. And that's why it's the thing. That's why, basically guys that, go to the pros, they know they don't. That's why you think like, why they don't just get the rich chick? First of all, who is the rich chick? I done videos on that. You already know who the rich chicks are. And it ain't too many black chicks that's rich. And even the black chicks, basically that are rich, they already are pre-programmed and pretty much pre-cultured to deal with white dudes that got money. So you're pretty much, they already know that, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of don't, they don't really fit. They know they don't really fit in well. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, basically, they get what they get, and a lot of times those are white women because those are the chicks that some of them might not even rich, but that's a lot of these guys don't know how to pick women because I mean just the way society is. They're raised by single moms and all of that type of stuff. If you notice, the athletes that were raised with dads that pretty much was with them that most of their adult life, they pick better women than the guys that were raised by their single mom. And the dad was not in the picture. Your dad teach you really what you supposed to take from a woman, how you supposed to, the rules of engagement of a woman. If you saw your dad probably beating your mama up, you probably gonna grow up to do that. You saw your dad, get up, go to work, you gonna get up and go to work. You gonna feel guilty about staying in bed because you like, damn, I'm not beating my daddy today. Every young boy wants to beat their dad. That's the ultimate goal, to be better than our dads, to beat our dads. So you waking up, like I'm pre-programmed to wake up and want to go out and just do the best I can because I seen my daddy do it. I seen my daddy lead the house. Most of the time I seen my dad go out, whatever he did, whatever, come back, you know what I'm saying? That's what I saw. So when I stay home, if I stay home and I don't make no money and nothing like that, I feel guilty. How many other people feel like that? How many other people think like that? And it's like, here's the thing, right? I ain't necessarily talking about no damn racial thing. I'm talking about tapping into your inner alpha. I ain't say black men tap into your inner alpha. Obviously, I'm black. Dude in the photo, that's an AI photo that I created. That's basically a black dude, yeah. But I ain't necessarily, this ain't about no racial thing. I ain't, this is pretty much a male thing. I mean, white folks already know how to fucking deal with this. They tend to know how to use their betas, their alphas. They know how to play actual chess with real people in real life, and they do that every single day. They'll literally, if they see you're an alpha male, they'll send some alphas your way to go talk to you, to go see if they can intimidate you. And actually, when the question is, how do you think you're alpha? When you go somewhere, do people feel intimidated? Do your friends feel comfortable with you being around their woman? Or do they not talk to you because, basically they feel intimidated that you're gonna, take their woman or whatever, or their woman is gonna be attracted to you, or whatever. And when you walk around, do women get scared? That's another thing. Are you intimidated? If you answer yes to those things, most likely, yeah, you have that alpha energy. It's in your soul. And the thing is that it goes above and beyond that. It goes above and beyond that. This is what I created right here. This explains how a nerd that can fucking start a fucking square nerd with pocket protector and all can start a fucking company and have all kind of people working for him. and his contemporary, alpha master. So, tapping into your inner alpha, how do you do that? How can somebody tap into their inner alpha? God, let me explain this. Let me go by basically the how Alan Roger Curry explained his explanation of the different male hierarchy figures based off of the beta and alpha concept. He basically talked about basically a beta, a beta beta. A beta beta is like basically kind of like basically an extreme beta male with no alpha traits. Basically, a beta male with no alpha traits, meaning basically someone is really soft, really into their just being a beta, being like almost like a wuss to a certain degree. He said basically those are it's not, most men are not that, but it is some men that are beta males with beta traits. They tend to be not as outspoken, very shy, very reserved. They tend to have very much problematic issues with getting women. Betas with no alpha traits. It's like they're really good at focusing in on uh, their job, their skill set, whatever they like doing, like video games, crafts, whatever they like doing. They focus on that because it's something that they could do, and it gets their mind off of things. But they really don't. They don't compete whatsoever. Even they, the older they get more non-competitive. They get depressed though. They do get depressed because they do have a yearning desire for women, for certain types of women. But these men tend to be probably more on the incel side of male hierarchy, the beta males with no alpha traits. Then you have, which is most of beta males, which is beta males with alpha traits. A beta male with alpha traits is a wide variety of men that basically are betas, but they do have some form of alpha traits. They will tell you to go fuck off. Like after a while, they get annoyed, be like, go fuck off. Even if they probably would get vulnerable, even if they're vulnerable to getting stolen or worse or whatever, they'll say go fuck off. They'll tap into their alpha to the point where they will try to defend themselves. They will try to exert themselves. They have some type of alpha traits. They might even go work out every now and again. They might play sports a little bit. You know, they do have some type of alpha traits. Most beta males have uh, beta with alpha traits. I'm going to get to tapping into your inner alpha. That's something that I actually probably even talked about before on this, but this is just, it's a different type of concept. It's a different type of video. But the thing is that most men have, if they are beta, they are beta with alpha traits.
Yeah.
Beta. You're automatically beta. Automatically, you're beta. You're beta as fuck.
They tend to be simps. They tend to be more simps. They tap into that symptom. Basically, beta males with alpha traits are the cat's meow to women because they do have some alpha traits. They have something that women are something, a little piece that women are attracted to. They will even choose these men to a certain extent. And then these men do have some alpha traits that they can tap into, that they can surprise women in the bedroom. They do have alpha traits that they can pull out and surprise women to keep them around, to even have a stable relationship with the woman. But they do tend to look at women to a different aspect, such as they don't look at women like maybe an alpha does. They look at women like, this is something I need to hoard. This is something that I need to endure because, she gives me some problems. This is the type of man that will probably most likely put up with these types of women here. This is that guy. This is most of betas. Beta males with alpha traits. They will, they might be kind of short. They might be below 5'6". They might even be kind of skinny, and they have trouble gaining weight or gaining muscle. But they tend to be more on the simp side of the game. Because they looking at it from an aspect of women are not infinite, they're finite. Because they have a struggle with attracting women and actually getting women, depending on where they are. This is where, basically a lot of men like this, they do fare better doing this here. They fare better, and it's in their best interest to do that. And they go places where the competition is literally non-existent or very, very non-competitive. And it's their best advantage to do that. And I don't have anything negative to talk about as far as beta males, okay? Basically, most men are beta males. That's just how it is. Beta males make up most of society. They are the minds, they are the brains of the world, basically. And then you could even say not having too much access to sex brings some type of drive to these men. Gives them some type of time to focus on certain things. Be like, okay, I'm not getting none, so I'll just, put some money together, or I'll just put my time into my projects. And here's another thing. When it comes down to basically being a beta or alpha, even if you're an alpha, it's pretty much hard to stay that way. When you get older, things become harder to maintain that alphaness. If you got an alpha frame and everything like that, if you don't really have to work hard and it becomes more natural to you. If you, let's call it two things, a natural beta or a natural alpha. I am a natural alpha. I was born from an alpha, from my dad. The frame, the tall features, all kind of other different things. I really don't have to try that hard. A lot of times I try too hard. I find myself trying too hard, or even dealing with all kinds of different things as far as the mind and perception and, you know, all of the other distractions of the world, that's more of a problem to deal with that than actually me being who I am, who I was born to be. Then you have the natural beta. The natural beta that is already have done what I'm talking about doing, or even striving to do what I'm talking about doing, which is tapping into your alpha. You know, pulling out, ripping that beta apart within yourself and tapping to that alpha. That person, they have a hard time with age and time keeping that going. That becomes hard over time. You're a natural alpha. You can go to the grave being an alpha. I knew some guys, like, I'll never forget my homie I grew up with, his granddaddy. His granddaddy died in his sleep. His granddaddy was a Pullman porter, you know, basically father of two, husband, Cadillac driving, South Side boss. He had the meanest Cadillac on the block. His Cadillac was meaner than my granddaddy's. I think between my granddaddy and his granddaddy, they had a fucking Cadillac competition. My friend granddaddy, I think he won that Cadillac competition before he died. You know, this is what old black men used to do. They had Cadillac, you know, show offs, or you know, it's like that was what they did. The Cadillac, man, you know, that was in Chicago. That was the car. They done, you know, they got whole songs about it, man. Do you want to ride in the backseat of a caddy? You know, like they got whole songs about it, man. But yeah, that's what the old black men used to do. They used to have a Cadillac. That showed that you was the man if you had a Cadillac. Which a Cadillac is a French naval ship, a frigate. But anyway, yeah, he died in his sleep. He died. Before he died, he was walking around, still paying his mortgage, you know, still holding his castle. You know, he was on hospice probably for a short while, but he died pretty much, you know, tall guy, you know, old guy, man. Probably, I think he was probably in his 80s or 90s, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, he worked, had retirement. You know, he used to, you know, go, you know, do his thing or whatever, you know, wherever he did it. But I mean, you know, that's what he did. I mean, you know, if you tall, strong, you have a masculine frame, you don't play no shit. That's you more of a natural alpha. It just gradually comes to you. You know, but when it comes down to it, yes, if you have to work for it, if you have to tap into something, yes, it's more easily, gradually can fade over time. And then even you got guys that get sick, you know, they fade over time. So, you know, basically what I'm going to be talking about is mind, body, and soul. That is how you tap into your inner alpha. That's how you do it. It's no rocket science. I'm not breaking down, you know, Japanese arithmetic. I'm talking about the mind, body, and soul today. But the third person is the alpha with beta traits. Most alphas are alphas with beta traits. Unfortunately for myself, that's something that I struggle with myself.
Yeah.
Beta.
being an alpha male with beta traits, actually really giving two fucks about women, as you should not. A true alpha does not care about no goddamn women but his own woman. And really, to be honest, if she's not worthy of that care, he don't even give a fuck about her. Or his women per se. Like, you're not supposed to honestly, you're not supposed to care about what women think, because they don't even give a fuck about what they think. What they think and fucking say changes in mid sentence. A man's job actually is women without men become crazy. Women, that's why so many women are out here. And this is what I know. Comes from wisdom. Comes from time. This comes from research. Women without men are literally go crazy. Crazy. Crossy. Democracy. Entomology. Crazy demon. Literally go crazy. They literally go crazy without men. Even with men, they go crazy because they're trying to control them. They're trying to manipulate them. And if you allow that, if you bring that, if you tap into that because you're so horny, you're so accommodating and rewarding for negative behavior, is so thirsty. That's what you allow. You allow that. Women only behave as you allow them to do so. If you cannot be by yourself, if you always gotta be a bit with a bitch, no matter what, it's pros and cons to that. Obviously, yeah, you're gonna get, pussy and all that, but you're gonna also have to deal with the blowback from that. Diseases, crazy behavior. Today, here's the deal, right? At work, I'm learning things about child support that I didn't know. So apparently in America, obviously, I'm not gonna play no videos. I don't give a fuck. Okay. At the end of the day, I learned some more about child support in America that I didn't know. So apparently, okay, what I do know about child support, yes, you can get arrested. You definitely, I already said, child support is to penalize the poor and middle class for having babies. And also the court systems, they make money, the state makes money off of child support, off of distributing those payments to the mother. They get a cut off of that. That's why the judges also, the court system, get money off of court filing fees. They get money off of divvying out child support payments, setting child support amounts. They make money off of that. Again, I'm gonna say this. I apologize to a certain degree, and I understand. I don't necessarily. I'll apologize if you think that I did not point that out and I was ludicrous or whatever. But I'll just say this, and I've always said this. I understand why people do not want to have children and are scared about child support. I totally understand that, but to be honest, I don't understand it at the same time, because it's a certain aspect of a certain type of woman and a certain type of energy that you can pretty much get in a situation where let's just say if you get with the right woman, you might not have to worry about that. And it's all about selecting the certain type of woman, understanding the type of woman that you're dealing with. It's into that category. But again, in this country, the judges are kings. The kings are the judges in this country. The judges are the kings. The state really has your children. They're a property of the state. That's why when you poors, You happy about a refund check. Right now, you're waiting for a refund check. You're poor-minded, poor mindset. When you worrying about a refund check and you're focused and impressed so much by a refund check, and you get money for children, and you're happy that you get money for children, you are a peasant. You are a dumb peasant, and not knowing why you're so happy. That it's that thing that you're happy and you think is so good for you is something that is evil behind that good. The black pill behind that good, or the evil behind that good, is it's a reason for everything. That refund check for you getting whatever child earn credit or whatever, guess what that is? That's the state saying, we give you money for that child. We own that child. That's our child. The judges, all they got to do is smack the gavel and make a ruling. That child is not yours. It goes to the mom, or it goes back to the state. And a lot, I mean, that again, I understand why you feel some type of way about having children. I just lost 2 people that were eyeballs, and I scared them off just by what I just said. It's a scary world if you're scared by it. But again, mind, body, soul. Again, alpha, beta traits. Third man, alpha, beta traits. Most alphas are alpha with beta traits. A lot of times you might be coddled by your mother. You might be, coddled by somebody that allows you to be weak. And you grow up and you get conditioned to that. You get lazy. You get conditioned to that laziness. Your diet makes you more lazy. You don't get any discipline. DAD stands for discipline and more discipline. I just thought of that in my head just now. Discipline and more discipline. How many households now don't have dads in them? So the kids grow up to what? Not have discipline. The only hope is what? Go to the military and learn some discipline. But by that time, a lot of times it's too late. A lot of those guys get kicked out of the military. They don't make it past boot camp. Okay, he's got discipline above disorder. It's a scary month. This shit, man, I'm telling you. Again, I didn't learn this shit from myself. This ain't me. I ain't come out my mama womb learning this shit. They ain't do nothing but bring this shit over to fucking America, man. Wake up. That's why I know why it's scary to be a fucking father. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a scary fucking world. And the more higher you go up, the more vicious it is. And really, it's still vicious wherever you at, low, whatever. Because what if you don't have no money? What you got to deal with? You got to deal with what? The ghetto. You ain't got no money. What you got to deal with? The ghetto. Ghetto rough too. I think I was driving home. I saw a dude who had something in his coat pocket like this. And I'm like, that's what? A gun, right? The G for Gary, Indiana is gun. Facts. No question. The G for Gary, Indiana is definitely gun. They shoot a lot. You're gonna hear gun like Gary, you're gonna hear a lot of gunshots. Hell, the G in Chicago is gun too. Shit. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But the thing is that yeah, I mean, this shit, it is what it is, man. They say what? If you're scared, go to church. That's what I heard. Or hide in the cave. It worked. It worked for the cavemen until bear came in there, or another caveman, or a group of cavemen, or a group of fucking animals, a pack of wolves, whatever. You lit a fire too long, or you lit a fire. They could smell the smoke. They could smell the food that you was cooking. I mean, alpha with beta traits. You're a beta you're alpha with a beta. Perfect example, Tyrese crying on Instagram about a bitch. I've done that before. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Again, tapping into your inner alpha. Is that something that you do? Do I do that now? No. One of the lessons that I did learn from my dad is to not be emotional. What I learned from my mother is to be emotional. One of the things that I really respect and really tapped in and really focused in about my dad that was very valuable is to not be emotional. To be cold. And just see things as they are and deal with it accordingly. Deal with it the best way you can. Again, it's never too late to get your head out your ass. Never too late. So yeah, alpha male, beta traits, beta energy, you weak over a bitch, but you strong as fuck. She looking at you like, why this strong ass motherfucker crying over my manipulative, narcissistic ass? I got another one. I hit the fucking jackpot. God damn it, I got this nigga. They got songs about motherfuckers like that. Missy Elliott. I can't, I can't remember the lyrics, but it was like basically, I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna get this pussy and turn this nigga out. That's one of the songs that she got. I gotta turn this motherfucker out with this pussy. And it's women that see. Here's the thing, y'all motherfuckers talk about game and all that shit. One of the biggest mistakes that I did as far as being conscious, becoming conscious, was leaving the door cracked. And what I mean by leaving the door cracked is that, and not fully closing it, was that I left basically understanding about how manipulative women are, how manipulative they can be as far as relationships, all of the different people that they listen to, the feminism, the books about how to manipulate men, how to get whatever from men, all that shit. I left that. That was the part that got me. I knew about all of the, fucking tinfoil hat shit and all that. The thing that really got me, that I was oblivious to, was the ways of women Primarily in this country, the things that they do and they, get away with, and manipulation tactics and things that they do that I had to game myself up. Yes, I did learn from primarily on YouTube from different, content creators, different channels. I definitely even read books. I did buy Alan Rogers' Mode 1 book a long time ago. I didn't fully read the whole book, but I mean, I yeah, I put, you know what I'm saying? I did the research to a certain extent, and I educated myself, and I learned from my past relationships. You can learn from your past relationships, yeah. And you can teach others. But the thing is that I had to learn, but I left the door cracked. I was already quote unquote conscious years ago, decades ago. But I left that door cracked. That door was cracked. I did know a lot about women from my sisters. I grew up with two sisters. They had friends and all of that type of stuff. I did learn quite a bit about, women from growing up with watching my sisters. They were older, seeing what they did, seeing how they treated men and all of that. But I left the door cracked. I did leave quite a bit on the table as far as knowledge and understanding about things women do, like crying, by calling the police, and basically these women right here. I knew about these women here too, but I didn't really understand this and why these women were so easy to get. Why these women were so easy to get. Why these women are the women that you have to cut off, that you have to cut off right away, that you have to basically not play their games, not concern yourself with them, just basically at the best, if you do want to deal with them, give them some dick and encouragement and send them on their way. Yes, I think I have probably made some women prime, giving them some dick and encouragement. Trying to be with them and all that, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, if you want to try that road, if you want to be a scientist and go in the lab and try to do that, I think Alan Roger Curry was good at doing that. I don't, I'm not on that. I ain't really necessarily on that. But if that's what you want to try to do, so be it. But I'm not. Those women, I give them dick and encouragement, and that's it. And I tell them what I'm willing. Basically, what I want. I want absolute authority. They're not willing to give me no absolute authority. The women that I met, it is women out there. They will absolutely give you all of the authority that you require, and you do require it. It's mandatory. But the thing is that most of the women out there, they say that they're willing to do that, but that's what they say. Saying something and doing something is totally two different things. But the thing is that, yeah, as best as you can, good dick does change women to just like if you get some good pussy, you get encouraged and inspiring and all that. Like, give them some dick and encouragement. That's my opinion and advice to it. But again, if you're coming from a mindset, this woman has problems and issues, you trying to be her fucking Dr. Phil and all of that. I mean, good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck, buddy. And the thing is that looking at things from a finite approach, that is beta. That's very, very beta. It's weak. It's weak-minded because women are not finite. They're infinite. They're like water. I've said that before. It's like water. Are some women better than others? Yes. But the second you think that she's fucking finite and she don't think you're fucking finite as well, in her head she's gonna be like, gotcha, bitch. That's what she's gonna fucking say in her head. Got this nigga. Yeah. And that's the claps after the motherfuckers like the strippers come out on your on her bachelorette party on her private bus. That's the claps that they're gonna have. I mean, this is just the country I live in. It ain't necessarily how I grew up. But this motherfucker is crazy. Crazy. This is the culture. This is American culture. Western culture. I just live here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. And then, you know, basically I'm off, you know, somewhere else. But yeah, alpha, beta traits. Then you have alpha males, alpha traits. You know, I mean, pretty much a serious badass motherfucker. Don't take no shit. Don't start no shit. Won't be no shit. Most men are not that. Those are probably most likely the rarest men that walk the earth. You know, and that is who you really should strive to be, obviously. But most of those men obviously are targeted in many ways than one. You know, a lot of those guys, they, you know, become superstars and stuff like that, like the dude from Green Mile, Debo, the backyard brawler that made it to the UFC, Kimbo Slice. Those are guys that are like basically alpha, like true alphas, basically. And those guys don't have a hard time working jobs, because in order to work jobs, it's very difficult. That's why I say I always talk about money, and basically you should, you know, do what is required to make sure you have your financial needs in order and all of that, and strive above and yada, 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 yada. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do that, it's never going to stop. You know, you might fall off, smoke a bag of weed, whatever the fuck, have a drink, and then, you know, fall off of it. It's never going to stop, because you're going to have a beta telling you what to do at your job. And you're going to feel some type of way about it. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to want to come home, drink, smoke, whatever, to, you know, do whatever to get your mind off it. You just had some nerdy, lame motherfucker get in your skin about you not doing nothing. And they absolutely was trying to get in your skin, and they know they're dangling a carrot over your fucking head about you not having any money and needing a job. And it goes into ego and shit like that. It goes into why motherfuckers want to go do scamming and robbing and all of that type of shit. Because I think about it like this. You know you're a big bad motherfucker, but you gotta go clock in at a warehouse. And go drive work a shift, a double, and just some nerdy corny dude got tell you what you got to do. They probably go home and can't get his dick up. He probably has a femdom that spanks his ass, and he basically feeds her his wallet, and that's who you got to go work for. And it hurts your soul, because you know, damn, something's fucked up here. Like, it's called capitalism. That's what it's called. You failed at it. Actually, it's all kind of isms and schisms. It's not just capitalism, but it's a lot of things that unpack there. But, you know, basically, you failed at capitalism. You're a capitalism failure, because basically you can't be this guy here, alpha master, but you forgot some things. You got to beat the beta the beta master at his game. Tapping in this here. Mind, body, soul, your chakra systems. So the soul is very, very important. Like the most untalked about thing is your soul, your feelings, your emotions, your beliefs, your thoughts, your breath, your spirit. That is what makes you that is what makes you that alpha. That's what you tap into to get to where you go. That's your roadmap, your soul. It feeds your body and your mind. It's your drive. It's what keeps you going. It's what, is the only hope you have left, your soul. Knowing is like a barometer. It's like an antenna. It provides you that energy to keep going, to keep focused, to keep an even equilibrium. So you can keep going, so you can keep focused, so you can keep consistent. But your mind, understanding, I gotta beat this nerd. I gotta dominate this nerd. He already wants to be like me, obviously, or is feel some type of way about me. I have to dominate him too. I can't just be like he's just a peon. He's not just a peon. Obviously, if I work for him, it's not a peon. That's why this here is undefeated. Egotistical narcissists don't want to give me no credit, but it's okay. I don't need no credit. I give myself my own credit. You can't just be like, oh, I'm an alpha and that's it. No. You got to beat that beta. You got to beat that nerd. You can't let that nerd just fucking be living his nerddom, be in his laboratory in a basement or whatever and do whatever he got to do to rule the world. You got to beat that motherfucker. You got to be him and yourself at the same time. What you mean by let me borrow that credit right quick? Yeah, you gotta beat the nerd too. Nobody told you that, right? You thought you was over the nerd. You thought because you could get pussy, you better than the nerd. That they maybe gotta pay for pussy or whatever. No, you have to beat that nerd too. You forgot about that nerd. Nobody told you about that nerd that you work for. You trying to escape reality. You're following idiots. You're following people that's not talking about the root of the problem. And you're going to continue to do that. I bang on that nerd every day. That's what I do. I bang on nerds. Pause. The alpha, he gonna think he's better than you. But at the end of the day, you have to control, you got to control yourself. If you're an alpha out spraying your seed all weekend, all day, you always tired. You aging fast, you having a good time, and you thinking basically I'm the man because I get a whole bunch of pussy, and then you get the bumpy dick, and then you out in the game, you got a lot of holes to kick it. You got to put a condom on. You got to put 2 condoms on every time you fuck because you done had too much fun for the last 5 or 10 years. You done hung with the guys. and had all kind of parties, and you got 5-year, 10-year bumpy dick. Yeah. Well, guess who doesn't have bumpy dick? I don't have bumpy dick. I'm already beating your ass. I've already beat you. You could a smart bitch will fuck a dude with no bumpy dick that whatever ain't the man or whatever versus a man with bumpy dick. You gonna get the pussy over that guy because it's about being healthy body. I'm talking about mind, body, and soul. It's very difficult if you don't have control over your penis to consistently win at the game of life when you got bumpy dick, when you got disease. This is one of the reasons why also people hate me, because I express that. And a lot of dudes, you got to face it. A lot of guys on YouTube, offline, online, they got bumpy dick, and they can't tell you that. And it might be one of the reasons why they don't really want to show their face or whatever. They got bumpy dick. That's why they can't really, it is some guys that have went a certain way as far as how they want to live in life or philosophy, because a woman gave them a case of the bumpy dicks. I've read quite a few different blogs and different groups, and I understand. And this is why you don't fall for the psychological tricks of you ain't getting enough pussy. It's about being selective. It's not about just getting any pussy. It never was. It never was. Because all pussy ain't good pussy. All money ain't good money. All people ain't good people. That's one of the reasons why Jack the Ripper was killing prostitutes in London. He was part of the Masons, and the prostitutes, basically a lot of the men were getting STDs. Over there they call them STIs. The prostitutes were to blame. But it was the men that were to blame too, but the prostitutes obviously were the conduit of disease, transferring it to the guys. That was why Jack the Ripper, that was one of the motives why Jack the Ripper was killing prostitutes. Another history lesson. Mind, body, soul. That's what shapes the man I am. It didn't come that way easy. I went through hell, still going through it. So anyway, this is going to be on Patreon. This is going to be privatized. It is not going to be on this regular domain. This is too good information to be on the regular domain. Again,
James with the souls, not souls.